Hello, my dear students. Very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to this FIBSC online lecture. In the last lecture, we studied the relation between Kc and the Kp, that is equilibrium constant in terms of the concentration, equilibrium constant in terms of the partial pressure. So, in the today's lecture, we are going to study the response of equilibrium conditions where the what are the change in concentration on effect of equilibrium constants as well as change in pressure on response to equilibrium or conditions and change in temperature with respect to equilibrium constants. These are the three important conditions where the equilibrium can be varies, means whether it is shifted towards the forward reaction or the backward reaction. The response of equilibria to conditions: once the reacting substance or a system has reached equilibrium, it remains at equilibrium until it is disturbed by some change of conditions. See, this is very important. Once in the reaction, if the equilibrium state is reached, that will be stable. But this equilibrium can be changes on some change of the conditions. Means the principle is if a system at equilibrium is disturbed by the changing its conditions by the system, that is system shifts in the direction that reduces the stress, where the changing in the conditions the equilibrium can be varies. If a given sufficient time, a new state of equilibrium is established. This is called a Le Chatelier's principle, where the equilibrium in a sufficient time, new state of equilibrium can be established by changing the conditions. This is called as the Le Chatelier's principle. According to the Le Chatelier's principle, the three types of changes can disturb the equilibrium of a reaction. One is change in the concentration that can be disturb the equilibrium, and second is change in the pressure or the volume, and third one is change in temperature that can also disturb the equilibrium. Let me see one by one. First is change in the condition, where the response of equilibria to concentrations, that is where the change in the concentration, as we know that whenever the reacting concentration is high, then equilibrium can be shifted towards the, that is the forward reaction. On way to increase in the yield of the product, or product is removing in a product, or by adding in the reactant, where the equilibrium can be shifted. Now see, where the continuously you remove the product, where means concentration of the product is decreases of the product, as well as, or if you increase the concentration of the reactant, then the rate of the reaction can be high, means where the equilibrium constant can be shifted towards the forward reaction, that is towards the product side. Let us consider the following reaction in the equilibrium, where the nitrogen and the hydrogen gas, they react to form ammonia, where the adding of a reactant to the above reaction at equilibrium. Once the equilibrium is reaches, still you want to disturb the equilibrium, where the reactant concentration or the some reactants are added into the reaction, the equilibrium will favor towards the, that is form in the formation of the product, because according to the Le Chatelier's principle, the forward reaction is favored by adding the reacting substance, that is increasing the concentration of the reacting substance, where we can see the quotient. We studied that how the quotient can be written, that is concentration of the products divided by the concentrations of the reacting molecules. Now see, at equilibrium, that is quotient equal to K, that is equilibrium constant. The equilibrium constant which is shifted or can be where we shifted towards the forward direction by the adding the hydrogen or the nitrogen gas, where the denominator, the concentration of the we can say denominator molecule is increases, where the equilibrium constant, that is equilibrium, can be shifted towards the product side. So likewise, where the adding in the concentration of the reacting molecules or removing the product side, where the equilibrium can be shifted towards the forward side, or the rate of the reaction can be increases. This is the change in the concentration side. Next we see response of equilibrium to the pressure. Likewise, the concentration, as we know that where the change in pressure have little effect on the concentration of solids and the liquid solutions, or the solid and the liquid, because some reactions can be carried out in terms of the solid phase and some reactions can be carried out in terms of the liquid phase, where the pressure concept, if it has the little effect on case of the solids and the liquid, but it is have the definitely effect on the those reactions are occurring in the gaseous state, mean concentration of the gases, where the change in the pressure do cause significant changes in concentration of the gases. However, such change affect the value of Q, that is the quotient, that is nothing but the equilibrium, where which number of molecules of gases react differ from the number of moles of the gaseous products. As we know that for an ideal gases, PV equal to nRT, or we can say rearrange pressure equal to N upon V into RT, where this N upon V is nothing but the concentration. The concentration can be expressed in mole per liter at constant temperature. Here the same thing, if volume occupied by the gas decreases, the partial pressure increases. The volume occupied by the gas is decreases, the partial pressure is increased. Therefore, what we have to do, whenever you increase in the pressure, the molecules come closer to each other and the concentration of the reactive molecule, the space between the reactive molecules decreases and the rate of the reaction can be increases. So likewise, hence establish the equilibrium in the formation of the product side. In case of the same example, if you see in the formation of the ammonia, where the nitrogen and the hydrogen are the gaseous molecule, ammonia is the product formation, is a product compound, where if you increase the pressure on nitrogen and the hydrogen, where the molecules come close to each other, according to Lee-Jadler's principle, they come close to each other and they collide with each other. Likewise, the more product formation can be possibility is there. Means if there is no change in total number of moles of gas in the balanced chemical equation or a pressure, change does not affect on the position of the equilibrium. But as increase in the pressure, that is decrease in the volume, shift the reaction in the direction that produce smaller total number of moles of gas until the Q becomes equal to K. It means that where the increase in the pressure, decrease in the volume, where the molecules come close to each other of the reactive molecules, they form, that is equilibrium. The equilibrium can be shifted toward the right hand side, toward the product side. Next is change in the temperature, where the response of equilibria to temperature. Consider an exothermic reaction where heat is produced. As we know that exothermic reactions where heat is produced, if the temperature of such a reaction is raised by adding heat to the system, the reaction will be favored in the direction where heat is removed. It means that definitely in case of the exothermic reactions, where the higher heat is produced, we have to maintain a certain temperature, that is lower temperature is favored, because already in the reaction heat is produced. Where the endothermic reaction, if the exothermic reactions are there, lower temperature is favored for the equilibrium shifted towards the right hand side, where in lower exothermic reaction temperature is raised up to a certain optimum temperature, where the equilibrium can be maintained towards the forward side, toward the right hand side. Therefore, for endothermic reaction, delta H is positive. The amounts of products are increased at equilibrium by increasing temperature. For exothermic reaction, that is delta H is negative, that is delta H value which is negative for exothermic reaction. The amounts of products are increased at equilibrium by decreasing the temperature. So what we have to keep it to remember, in case of the endothermic reaction, delta H is positive, where the products are increased by equilibrium by increasing the temperature at higher temperature. Where for the exothermic reaction, the amounts of the products are increased at equilibrium by decreasing the temperature, because already exothermic reaction will release the temperature. Therefore, for that purpose, we have to decrease the reactions can be carried out at the lower temperature. So these are the very three important conditions for response to the equilibrium, where the first one is change in the concentration, increase in the concentration, the products can be formed, and second one, change in the pressure, increase in the pressure or decrease in the volume, again the product formation is to be high, and where the lower temperature for exothermic reaction, the product formation is more. For endothermic reaction, the temperature should be the little bit of rise as compared to the exothermic. So with this, these are the three important responsive equilibrium towards change in the concentration, change in the pressure, and the change in the temperature. I hope you all are understand the different responsive equilibria with the three different conditions of concentration, pressure, and the temperature. So with this topic is also over. I hope you are understood very clearly the concept of chemical equilibrium. Thank you for watching this lecture. Thank you so much.